another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. This week we're going to talk about the press conference, I guess, of Tiger Woods. A little recap of the match with Brooks Koepka absolutely dominating Bryson over on Friday. And we're going to preview the Hero World Challenge, the last real tournament of the year. So let's get into it.
This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Pin High Podcast.
All right, let's get inside the ropes. Tiger Woods had a press conference this morning at the Hero World Challenge. And there was also a Golf Digest article that came out. And I feel like there wasn't anything major you can take away from it.
I think the biggest takeaway is that he's in the process of recovering.
Which you already knew.
And he wants to come back and play some events on the PGA Tour, but not full-time.
And was he ever really full-time the past couple of years?
No, not really. But he's not going to be racing for the FedEx Cup every year. He's just going to play in probably the Genesis. He'll probably play in the Hero World Challenge when he's healthy, and the majors maybe, and that might be.
I think he'll play in all the majors, and maybe probably all the majors. The Players, you're right. Genesis, play Bay Hill or something like that.
I was gonna say Arnold Palmer. There's some other ones I can't imagine him having more than 10. It's 10 or less is probably going to be on his schedule.
No, I think it's even gonna be less than that. I truly think it's gonna be the majors and a few, one or two others per year maybe, and not even next year. Who knows when he's gonna come back next year? But it doesn't sound. He gave no really indication. It sounded like he really wants to play at St. Andrews in July, which would be awesome. I think that's more realistic than Augusta, to be honest. Based off,
same.
He said he was sitting there and his back and knee were hurting, so it doesn't really sound. You say he's played golf holes and he's kind of getting around, but it doesn't really sound like he's hitting the ball as well as he wants to. Say he's chipping and putting it well, but it doesn't sound like he's in a competitive mindset right now.
Yeah, no, he pretty much said that he was
trying to recover to win.
Yeah, I pretty much said that he was only halfway through his recovery at the moment. I think that's probably about right. Last week when we saw the swing, you weren't on the podcast last week, Trev, but I mentioned that St. Andrews would be the perfect tournament for him to come back in, saying he's won there twice. It's his favorite golf course in the world, and it's the 150th Open at St. Andrews this year, so it's a really special event. So that would be interesting. Even if he doesn't play in that, I'm sure he'll be there just because it is St. Andrews.
And adding to the fact that it's the Masters you can play for the rest of his life if you wanted to, or however long until the Masters says you're done. But there's only going to be a certain amount of times you can play. There's only once in a lifetime to play the 150th at St. Andrews, right, and only once every 10 years to play at St. Andrews in an Open anyway. So I like that as the ultimate goal. Masters, who knows? I don't. If I had to say right now, I would
doubt it. Doubt it.
Yeah, I was
only
seriously
50% through.
Yeah, I don't think he'll rush back for the Masters. There's no reason to really.
Yeah, what? Obviously, what does he have to gain? Another Masters, but what does he have to gain? He's proved himself at Augusta.
Right.
Yeah, and I think he'll compete at the Masters again. That's the one place he'll actually compete and play well. Some years just randomly. He'll come out and he'll compete more often than not before he gets before he declines too much, I guess. It's weird thinking that of all those things, everyone's waiting for for Tiger to come back. And when does he come back? And he said the Golf Digest interview yesterday. He said I just don't. And today, he doesn't. He's just not going to be playing full schedules, and he's not going to be competing as much. It feels weird to think about just him actually declining and not being the same that he once was, which is sad. But
we
it's
got
also
spoiled with that comeback win at Augusta.
Yeah,
That was-
I would think so.
100% gospel.
That was the last of
100%.
it.
And like just
But
knowing how like
imagine he could win again and like imagine 2023 he's
exactly.
No,
playing well all
but-
week and competes again.
100% could.
Something I'd like to see. And how deliberate was that Golf Digest interview? Like, first off, they have him like they make sure that they cut in the part where he's walking in to the to the thing, just to make sure, like, you know, everybody knows that he could walk. He's like sitting in his like golf simulator room, which looks pretty sick.
Insane.
Naturally.
Yeah, and yeah, it was just pretty deliberate, like, and controlled.
Also, his arms are jacked.
Yeah.
Like, he looks huge.
Yeah.
Been working out that upper body.
She said it was part and part to walk around on crutches around his huge house.
Yeah.
And then also just, I mean,
He says tries
Sorry.
were getting jacked.
yeah, like he's just his arms look like I noticed it at first. I'm like his arms look a little bigger, and then I saw like Riggs mention it on Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, that's a big difference, like compared to what it was before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Also, the other big thing I took away from it was that he said amputation was on the table when he got in the crash, which would have been devastating.
And he
Yeah.
punctured a lung too, right?
think so.
He's
It was bad. He said he was
Yeah.
pretty much in a hospital bed for like 6 months. Like he was in the hospital for 3 weeks, but then like he was still at his house in a hospital bed, just like not able to move for so long.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have driven him crazy.
Which, to think about how long ago like it's been, we had Joe LaCava on the podcast like in the middle. That feels
No,
like
we
an
had him-
eternity ago.
We had him on in like March.
We had him like pretty close.
That was
to the
episode like
crash.
80, I think. We're on episode 109 right now. Like that was so
Pretty close
long
to the-
ago,
Pretty close to the crash was when we had Joe LaCava on.
which is crazy.
It was I think it was like a month or it was probably like a month or two after the crash.
I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. I
Good
feel like I
times.
have so many, dude. I have so many golf stories now from like that and like working like at the BMW Championship and the Ryder Cup that I was like, oh wow, I forgot that we just straight up interviewed Joe LaCava.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll bring him back
It was
when
great.
when Tiger starts to come back.
Dude, I feel like
Yeah.
that's also the biggest flex that I just have. Joe LaCava's.
Yeah, it's a number in your phone. Yeah.
Wait, do I? Yeah.
I was number in my phone.
Wait, where'd it go? But yeah, no, that's crazy. You know, it doesn't show his number, but like just Joe LaCava in the contacts.
Joe Cava.
Not
So
too
flex.
shabby. Oops, accidentally FaceTime. Just kidding. Imagine.
He picks up.
And he picks
Sup,
up.
dog?
Yeah.
That was game looking. That would be
But,
incredibly awkward. If I accidentally FaceTimed him, I'd probably be thinking about that
know.
for the next like week nonstop. Be like,
you'd probably turn your phone off and never turn it back on.
I'd
for
probably get a new number.
a long time. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's a good
anything
point.
else from
If
Tiger?
I ever find like meet somebody who's like really into golf, just be like, check this out.
Yeah, but then they'll be like, so why don't you give him a call? Like,
I'd
know?
be like, because yeah, no, you gotta be careful.
That's why I'd be worried about like if I was like super drunk right now and I woke up one morning and I called Joe LaCava. I had like 6 calls to Joe LaCava or something like that. Like that, like, like that's like my worst
nightmare,
fear.
dude.
Yeah.
That's my not my worst nightmare, but like it's up there.
And
Yeah,
I know
it's
it's
dangerous game.
There's
I know I
like-
wouldn't
there's like-
do that, but
there's-
I'd
there's
be
like a-
scared
there's like
that
a
someone
text
steal my
saying-
phone.
Oh yeah.
I'd be scared that someone would steal my phone. I know, like, yeah, I wouldn't do that because that's just like absolutely the most ridiculous thing.
should just like change that contact name to something like weird. I don't know, like Tiger emoji and then like last name Caddy.
Yeah,
Daddy.
maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Do we want to move on to the match? Talking about that.
Is
I mean,
there
there's not
yeah,
much-
anything else
sure.
about Tiger? I don't know. I don't know. That's all I had was the amputation and limited schedule.
I mean, yeah, good to see him back though. Like at an event, like he's obviously going to be at the Hero World Challenge this week. I mean, he's the host of the event. It's good to see him back in the game, and I'm sure all the players agree.
I think it'd be cool to have him as like he'll be like just a picture of him on Twitter riding around in a cart. Put him at the Ryder Cup, like have him as a captain, the co-captain of the Ryder Cup. If he's just playing, and like I said, if he's just playing 4 times a year in those majors and he's competing like once a year, maybe I'll take it. I will gladly take it after what we went through last year almost of Tiger maybe not even playing golf again.
So the match kind of sucked.
Yeah, that's a good way to start it.
It was weird because, like, I mean, obviously you can't control whether Brooks is gonna close him out on like hole 9 and like dominate. But like, I thought I was gonna love how short it was, but like, it never really got into a rhythm. I thought like the camera work was pretty bad. I know they were spraying it a lot, but like, it just, I don't know. It really did not do it for me.
You know, it was another one of those things. Like every time we play the match, the quality of golf is just terrible. Like there's no other way to put it.
Yeah,
Like no one plays well in these events, which is like no one's sticking it really. No one's like Brooks was a little wild off the tee, but like just because of the golf course they played, you know, he was making pars and birdies from other fairways. So
I mean, I would imagine. Go ahead.
At the same time, like, do we really care about the quality of golf in a match? Like I guess like it's like fun like to see him hit like really good shots, but like I didn't really have any. I didn't watch much of it. I was playing golf actually, but I didn't have any like, oh, I need to get back and watch.
Well,
this.
I just think I would like it to be
no...
competitive, you know. Like I would love it to go down to the last hole every time.
You want to be competitive, but I feel like if someone like unless they're both shooting like 59 and when they're playing, I feel like there's no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, they played just unbelievable. Like no one really, it's not a huge deal if they played unbelievable golf because we see them play unbelievable golf every week on tour.
Right, and like, do you think any different from like of Bryson just because he got crushed in the match by Koepka, or do you think any different of Phil because he lost in the match, or Tiger because he lost in the match to Phil, and like vice versa? Like, no, you don't. No. Like, it doesn't really matter what they do in the match. Like, they're both really good golfers, and yeah, it's kind of what it is.
I think Phil makes the match. Like Phil commentating
he was pretty good too.
Awesome.
Also, something I wanted to bring up was the fact that like it must have been so annoying. I know you like sign up for it when you like sign up to play in the matches, but like they have that AirPod in, and I think they can hear the announcers the whole time when they're putting and in their backswing.
Like, yeah.
How
I know, like you're not gonna be that guy.
How annoying and frustrating is that?
I think that was definitely bothering Bryson, like more than Brooks, like a lot.
Because he needs to be locked in, like to be able to play well. Brooks does not. Brooks could play like with someone screaming in his backswing, like not actually.
Yeah,
but
Brooks is the kind of guy who goes out and plays with his buddies and has his music blaring and everyone's having a good time. Bryson's there and dead silent probably, and just like has to be dead silent or else he's gonna like back off, like something like stuff like that. Like that's just, I mean, that's probably not the case obviously entirely, but if anyone was gonna get rattled by that, it would have been Bryson in that kind of sense.
Yeah, and we got this like totally wrong last week too, and we were like who's gonna win the match?
Bryson
and
was gonna win easily.
Yeah, and it just shows you how you know when you put two players in a match like this, like anyone could win in any fashion. I feel
and anybody can have a bad day.
Yeah, and like Bryson wasn't dialed
we also
at all.
should have known. We also should have known Brooks would have wanted to absolutely just come out and just kill him. Like it was either Brooks wanted to come out and kill him or he didn't care at all, and it was two very far ends of a spectrum, and we all just assumed it was not care at all, and he came out and just wanted to win more than anything. It seemed like.
Yeah, and I think if it was a closer match, we would be talking a little bit differently about this whole thing. Like, oh well, yeah, 12 holes is perfect.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
I don't know if it would have been. Because like
there wasn't a lot of hate.
I think this was their last chance. You know, whoever puts on the event, whether it's TNT or like I don't know who's the actual governing body of these matches. Probably TNT or something. But I think this was their last chance to really like grab people. Like with like they put it down to 12 holes. They had like this like feud, I guess.
Yeah, and the timing too, day after Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving, but like going forward. I can't think of any match that I would clear my schedule for the day to watch.
I mean, I think I like the
'Cause, like, for
celebrity.
instance-
I like the celebrity aspect of the match a
Yeah,
little bit better than
yeah.
just like two pros playing against each other, because you don't know what you're gonna get from a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Like, are they gonna be really good or are
Yeah,
they gonna suck?
there's
Like,
no like Brooks and Bryson, like they're great golfers, but they're not like the best like for TV. Like they're not great for TV. Like Phil is like Phil's perfect. Like put Phil in every single match or put
Because
Phil
Bryson
commenting every
versus
match.
Phil happened, right? Yeah. Oh, it did.
yeah,
with
with Aaron Rodgers
and,
and Tom
yeah.
Brady.
Right.
Like I barely watched all these matches. The only one I really truly watched a lot of was the first one.
Which
And
that was like a pay per view.
Then, yeah, and even then there was no. Oh no! I watched the first one. I watched
That
the
gave us
Brady
some
and
great moments, I'm not gonna
the
lie,
Brady
the
and
first
Manning one though. No, the first one, the first couple were really good, but there was like other than that, there's no like you can't look back on the Brady and Rogers match with Bryson and Phil and say what was like the best moment of that match or like what was the final. Like I couldn't even tell you the final score, like who won and what was the final. I think Rogers won, but I couldn't tell you what the final score was of that match, like at all. And like same with the Steph Curry was in one, wasn't he? Like I couldn't tell you what happened in that match really at all.
Yeah, I think
That one
they gotta
with,
put something on the line. You know, they have to put like something big on the line.
Yeah.
Like it's like almost like, oh, you can't play in the U.S. Open this year. Like if you lose this match, you can't play in the U.S. Open.
Not that, but
I
like
think
something to
there's-
that
I think-
effect.
Yeah, I think I heard No Laying Up. They were saying that Bryson should do an ad read for CNN if he lost or something like that. Like so something just really stupid, but be really funny if it happened. Like I don't know, like if Rodgers lost, he'd have to wear a Bears jersey to a foot like a.
If Rodgers
before a
loses,
game
he has to
or
get
something.
vaccinated.
If Rodgers
Right.
loses, he has to talk to his family. But like
low blow.
Aaron Rodgers slander.
I will
This is a Chicago Bears
slander
podcast.
Rodgers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is
Except
Bears.
we need the Bears
This
to
is
lose all the
Bears
games they can because that draft pick.
No.
What's their record right now?
Same as the Giants. I
We're
think.
one game out of the playoffs.
Same.
4-7.
Same.
All right, so we'll see you in
Also-
the wild card game.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so.
That'd be so terrible. The Bears and Giants play. They play week 17, I think.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, that's a win-win for the Giants. If they lose,
The only Giants like
their draft
specifically-
pick gets higher. If they win, the Bears draft pick gets higher. So win-win.
The only game I look at where the Giants like just probably just have no chance at winning is the Cowboys game coming up. But
The Cowboys
is
look pretty bad right now.
they did.
So
They
I don't
lost to
know.
the
We'll
Raiders.
see.
Giants beat the Raiders. But this isn't a football podcast.
No, yeah, back
And
to golf.
my last thing on that is the one person I want to see in the match. Is I want to see Michael Jordan in the match. That's the last person I could really that I really want to see.
Yeah,
I
so
would also
who should
say
Michael Jordan play against in the match? Is the
Larry
question.
Larry Bird. He's
Just
Larry
them
Bird,
two.
Larry Bird's very old though.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a little
Like,
old.
very old.
Really?
Yeah,
Or like much
who's
older than Michael Jordan. I think he's like at
good
least
at
like
golf?
10 years older than Michael.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to think
Yeah, he's only just
I'm trying to think like who's good at golf, like around the same age as Michael Jordan. Like,
Or just do Charles Barkley versus MJ.
yeah, right.
Just have them just like talk trash back and forth.
Yeah, that'd
And,
be
like
fun.
put him with like and put
Give him
with
strokes.
like Phil. Like just do those two or put him with
No
Phil
professional
and
golfers.
no professional golfers.
Yeah, no.
right, but-
Charles Barkley and J.R.
My-
Smith versus Michael Jordan and like some random other like Steph Curry.
Yes.
Like also, yeah,
I'm not watching
that
that
would be
for golf.
actually
I'm watching that for entertainment.
yeah. But also, like, are we? I would say if it was just Charles Barkley on one side, like how much of Charles Barkley's golf could we actually watch?
Right.
He'd be
Yeah.
entertaining, but
I would also like. I'd like
I
to
think,
see Tony Romo get in the match. Maybe Eli Manning, Peyton
I thought he
Manning, Tony
was.
Romo.
You shouldn't
I
watch
thought- I
these
thought Romo
matches
was-
for the golf. You should watch them for entertainment, and there needs to be entertainment for in the first
Oh.
place to happen. But
There needs to be entertainment. No, you got put. I think Peyton, Eli, and then Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan would be a lot of fun.
I'm
be
on
a lot,
team
yeah.
get MJ in the match. That'd be sick.
MJ. Oh, wait, also sounds like Charles Barkley just gambles a ton, Like
Yeah.
you said,
The
you said
Nebraska.
you said about Bryson, and Bryson didn't come through after like Louisville didn't cover the spread that morning or something like that. Like something he was betting like huge on like some random college basketball or football game.
It was Nebraska,
that
I
day.
think. Nebraska college football.
Nebraska, yeah, it was Nebraska.
Right.
I thought that was really funny, and MJ and Phil would really get into that if that was the case.
All right. On that note, let's get into skins and the course preview for the Hero World Challenge. But first, a word from Robeck. I'm wearing the sweatshirt. I mean, I'd say the sweatshirt's the best thing they have, honestly. If you're not even,
I just ordered a
get something.
sweatshirt too.
Yeah, and it's a perfect gift for Christmas. That's coming up. 15% off. You know, polos, hats, quarter zips, sweatshirt, like Pat said. You know, a lot of stuff. Just use the link in our bio. Click on it, and when you add things to your cart, you get 15% off. Great gift for Christmas.
Yep, and also might as well bang out both ads. Charlotte's Web CBD, again, sleep gummies, daily gummies, daily wellness gummies, all of that jazz. Sleep gummies put you right to sleep so easily. Go to charlotteswebcbd.com for that. There's no promo code, but it's really good. So skins, cheek.
All right, so this week's skins, we have the Hero World Challenge. It's at Albany Golf Course in the Bahamas. They didn't play this event last year. It got canceled due to COVID. It's a par 72. It's going to play somewhere between like 7,300 and 7,400 yards. I'd say wind is a big factor this week. It's a coastal golf course, so that's really going to determine the true length of the golf course. Further hitters might have a slight advantage, even though we've seen, not as far hitters win this event in the past. The par 5's mostly reachable in 2. The score is probably going to be, somewhere between 15 and 23 under, again, depending on the wind and which direction it's blowing. And it's a no-cut 20-player field, so it is the smallest field in golf this year, which is interesting. And you have a lot of the top players, Rory, Colin, JT, Jordan Spieth, Bryson, Brooks. Like, this is like, the top of the top, really. Invite only. Tiger Woods hosting the tournament, obviously. Key stats to look at: strokes gained approach, like we look at every week. I'd say birdie percentage, as well as strokes gained putting and eagles gained. And just looking at some of the previous winners, the last time it was played, Henrik Stenson won. John Rahm the year before that, Ricky Fowler, Hideki Matsuyama, and Bubba Watson at this golf course. So kind of interesting winners.
I'm realizing we probably missed the second birthday of the Pin High podcast recently.
Yeah, I don't even know what day that is, to be fair.
It's in November, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's going to take a while to scroll through all our posts, I feel like.
Yeah, there's no need to celebrate. We'll celebrate
fine.
at 5. I don't know if we get to
celebrate
5.
the third one.
The third, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, May 5th. Anyway, let's get into skins. Jeek and Trevor are really coming down the line. Trevor's down 1 with 2 more tournaments to go.
Yeah, this is one of my last chances to.
If Jeek wins, he clinches.
Yes, and it's a good week. Good week to get a skin this week, especially on a winner pick, because there's only 20 players in the field. So, I was saying before the podcast, I would hope that one of the 3 of us picks a winner, or at least mentions the winner, because there's only 20 players.
Yeah.
Well,
and they're all good players. They're all well-known players.
You don't want to just pick the, like the best players all the time. Just pick the top 3 players.
No. Like I was saying, we should just mention every player. Just go down the line of Rory McIlroy is going to win. I mean, Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, Bryson. Just all 20.
So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm changing my winner pick. I'll be very devastated. But I was going to pick Xander. I'm going to pick Colin. I just think that, I don't know. He's just strokes gained approach. He's just unmatched. And all he has to do is get the putter hot, and he's going to win. So I'll take Colin.
Yeah, that's how it is every week.
50. Yeah. And if you field 20 players, you doesn't even have to have an amazing playing week. If the rest of the guys aren't playing that great, then he might just go on winning anyway. And
this is how you know that Trev really wants to skin. He took out Xander Schauffele, who he picks for every term, and and replace him with the favorite because he needs the skin.
I do.
It's not a bad pick.
If Xander wins, though, I'll be devastated with Xander.
Yeah. No, I look for Xander to compete this week just because.
I can see that. I feel like it's been a quiet time for him.
He probably will.
So I'll go.
And my best bet. My best bet is Abe Answer top 10 minus 125. So I was going to go with Xander and Abe. So I'll go with Abe top 10. It's to beat 10 players. That's all he has to do. So.
Yeah. So by the way, our birthday was November 5th, so we missed it by a long shot. Sam Burns is my winner this week, 1,600. I feel like it's actually some pretty good value for like not one of like the like premier names in golf that you think of. Like obviously Sam Burns is definitely on the rise, and we've talked about how like he's going to be on the next President's Cup team most likely. But
he's definitely
the last 4 tournaments he's had some really good finishes. He was T7 at the Houston Open, T5 at the CJ Cup, T14 the Shriners, and he won the Sanderson. So he's obviously the form is there, and pretty good value for like 1,600 for a very small field. I like it. And then obviously my best bet right now, since I don't have any chance to win the skin, or win the whole skins thing. Top continental Euro player, which is basically just a matchup bet. Henrik Stenson plus 220 over Victor Hovland.
I mean, it's pretty much just a matchup, right?
Yeah, it's just a matchup basically because it's just them two.
I think Sam Burns honestly is going out this week and saying I have something to prove that I belong with these guys and the best in the world. It's 20-minute field. I think he has a really good chance to win. I like that.
Because I mean, would you say? I mean, I guess Henrik Stenson's probably like the furthest out of the loop of like great players in this field because like he's no longer all that good. But like,
and Justin Rose really isn't that good anymore either. I mean, I don't want to loop him in with Henrik Stenson, but
we also haven't seen a lot of these guys in a long time. Like, we haven't seen
more in the mix
in a long time.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch
Burns has played recently, or more recently, and won more recently than any of these guys. Koepka and Bryson.
Colin won.
Obviously Colin won. Rory played well, but like other than like the guys like further down, like we haven't seen Jordan in a while. Like when was the last time we saw Webb? Like Justin Rose, like all these guys, like we haven't seen their names in a while.
But I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like we haven't like seen him go crazy or play as much as Sam Burns has probably.
Yeah, so I'll get into my pick, and I'm going to go with a guy who played, I guess, 2 weeks ago now. Justin Thomas is my pick, plus 900. I mean, I feel like Tiger's there this week. Like, there's not much more motivation for JT to win than Tiger being there this week.
It's true.
Like, it just kind of aligns pretty well. I mean, obviously, JT and Tiger are pretty good buds off the course, and I don't know. I just think he's going to show out this week in front of Tiger. And, like, he did play like 2 weeks ago. He had a 3rd place finish, and then he had a T18 finish, I guess 3 weeks before that at the CJ Cup. So like he has been playing well to start off the season. So it kind of fits pretty well. And I think he fits the course well also. I think he had a T5 the last time he played here. So that's not too bad. I think JT's going to show out this week. And just kind of sticking on the JT wagon here, I'm going to take him in a matchup over Bryson. It's minus 118. Bryson did not look dialed at all in the match. Now, it is the match. It's hard to, like, take the match into real PGA Tour play, but, like, he cited the fact that he got stronger. He's been, like, lifting more again, and it's tough for him to get his wedge distances correct right now. So, like, that's why he looks so off of his wedges. Like, he was missing greens, like, 10 yards over the green, which you don't normally see from, like, a PGA Tour caliber player. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for Bryson to get calibrated. And, like, as I mentioned above, I really like JT this week, so figured I'd take him in a matchup against Bryson.
I like that bet. It's a good bet, Jeek.
I actually really like that bet, and it scares me that I like that bet that much.
Yeah, and Bryson wins the tournament this week just because he could.
Yeah.
And then first round leader, I actually threw in Xander Schauffele first round leader, 14-1. He's a quick starter. I feel like he could start pretty quick in a tournament like this.
Definitely. And then, I mean, if we just talk about some guys we like, I kind of like Scotty Scheffler at the value over there at 1,600, I think it is. He's one of the guys that
I like
doesn't
that
have
too.
a PGA Tour win. He might be the only guy in the field who doesn't have a PGA Tour win. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like he could get it done.
I actually
Long time
like very low key here. I kind of like Patrick Reed, 27-1. That's really good value, and like he's got something to prove. He got left off the Ryder Cup team. He's playing with like almost everybody who was on the Ryder Cup team. I feel like he's got to prove something this week, maybe.
This is where he. No, was it the Hero World Challenge where there was that whole debate over whether he was cheating in 2019?
I don't know. I don't think.
Yeah, he got the
Yeah, it
rule
was. Yeah,
violation. Yeah,
more motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. 27-1 is a pretty good price too. Like that's like third to last, I think, in terms of value here.
Yeah. All right. Let's get in the clubhouse. We'll continue and put two more courses on the par 3 course, or two more holes. My bad. So far we have the 16th at TPC Scottsdale, kind of a layup hole, easy. 7th at Pebble Beach could be easy, could not be. It kind of depends on the day. And then number 3 kind of kicks you in the midsection. 17th at Kiowa Island, the Ocean Course, 221 yards, probably playing on the wrong day, like 250.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
As we saw,
what kind of hole do we want to put here? Do we want to go back to an easier hole? Do we want to do a hard hole? I have a few. I have an easy hole definitely, but I'm not sure if we want to put that here or not.
I think an easy hole. Like now, like I'm not putting like at my hole. I have 2 holes. One's really hard. One's easy or easier. It's not like it's like a layup, but it's famous and it's easier.
Yeah. So I have a relatively easy hole in terms of like it's even the 18th handicap index on its own course, but Royal Troon has the postage stamp. I don't know if you guys remember the postage stamp. Par 3, 123 yards.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward hole. I mean, obviously there's trouble with the bunkers and the way that the green undulates, but like, I don't know. I feel like we need to put some easy holes on
Would you
here,
want
right?
that, or would you want the thumbprint green at
Sleepy Hollow?
Sleepy Hollow.
What's the yardage of that hole?
I don't think.
Well, do we have like a short? We have like a.
We have a really short one.
No, we have like a short list of like holes. Like
well, we know
we know
the pinched nerve out there. I think we know we want 12 at Augusta.
I think we should only do one. I think we should only do one and then come back to it if we want to.
Yeah.
I have another one though. Calamity Corner at Royal Portrush, the 223 yard 16th that they opened a couple years ago. That was just a monster hole.
Calamity what?
Calamity Corner. People are calling it the greatest par 3 on the planet.
I'm looking at it right now. Jeek, I think we can do yours because we're very American with our course right now, and we kind of need to branch out. So we can do the postage stamp.
So the question is, do we want to put that 4 or 5? Do we want to do the 2 monster holes back to back?
Break after the long one.
So we'll do the 123 yard postage stamp. That's probably going to be the we're only doing 9 holes here, so that's probably going to be the 9th handicap on our. Yeah. That's the easiest hole that we'll have.
Yeah.
Well, this is Calamity Corner is an interesting one.
We do that one. I don't know what else.
Let's do that one. I like that. Back-to-back overseas courses.
Okay. We have a little open section of the par 3 course.
Yeah, the course. Yeah.
Cool. This course is coming along pretty nice.
It is coming along pretty nice. I like it.
I wish we had a simulator. We could just like play all these holes back to back.
The funniest thing would be if we were able to somehow string these holes together and like play all these courses eventually, and like see what you would have gotten. You would have scored like so bad, but it'd be funny. Also, it's not like we're gonna play Augusta in our lifetime, so
no. Never say never, but
We should do a
probably
public
not.
course one at some point.
Only public holes.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, I feel like our golf
Okay.
course had a lot of
I like
public, like not a lot,
It
but
did
like
have a lot of
had a
public
good number of public golf courses on there.
Yeah.
Expensive public golf courses, but
We
public
even,
golf courses.
even this one. I think this one, the first 5 might all be public. I think. I know Key was public. I know Scottsdale public. I know Pebble Beach is public. Royal
Royal
Tree.
I don't know about Churn.
I think True might be.
Sounds.
I don't know
public.
about True and Port Rush.
I think Troon
but-
courses are public.
Yeah, I think there are too. Because there's a True in
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, green fees, Royal Troon.
How much are the green fees? Just wondering.
€325.
Pebble Beach is like $800.
What? Is it actually?
I will double check that.
I
But
don't think it's that much. I
well,
think it's-
once you
I think
play
it's-
and you
I think it's close to like
it's
450
it's like
or-
I think it's like
575, but then when you pay a caddy, because you have to take a caddy, it goes up to like 800.
Yeah, you probably pay them like $200 or something.
Right. Yeah. So like I don't know. It's expensive. Golf is
Costs
expensive.
$45.
You,
You can,
a
use,
Pebble,
you can use a cart or $100 for a caddy.
you kind of is it $100?
95, another 95 at least for a bag.
Okay.
For a caddy.
Yeah. That is a lot of money.
But like just to put that in perspective, like the green fees at like St. Andrews are like not even close to that. It's
No, I
like
bet not.
it's like 130 euros, which is like $200.
It's not bad for Andrews. That's like I feel like that's like my number one bucket list course.
It's hard
Other
to
than
it's hard to get
Augusta.
out on, but like it's not that expensive. I'd love to stay in the hotel there too, the one that you have to hit over, the St. Andrews
Corner of
hotel.
the road hole.
Yeah, the road hole. That'd be
That's
sick.
interesting. All right. Well, we added our two other golf courses. Maybe we'll make this a public 9-hole course. Who knows? Maybe we'll leave Augusta out.
Well,
I-
Augusta's. I mean, that means Augusta's not getting on there.
Exactly. On that note, enjoy the Hero World Challenge, and we got our last event of the year, albeit a stinker, with the QB shootout next week.